This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening and welcome to the April 2nd, 2025 South Whitehall Township Board of Commissioners meeting. I'll call this meeting to order. We have all commissioners present this evening. At this time, I would ask you all to please rise. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'd like to announce that all public sessions of the South Whitehall Township Board of Commissioners are electronically recorded, filed, and posted to the Township website for public access. At this time, I'll ask our Township Manager, Tom Petrucci, to review our public virtual meeting rules.
Thank you. The public virtual meeting rules are as follows. Courtesy of the floor for non-agenda items will be at the beginning and end of the agenda. Public comment will be limited to 5 minutes per speaker. For all listed agenda items, the board president will call for courtesy of the floor prior to the Board of Commissioners taking action on that specific agenda item. For in-person attendees, please raise your hand to be recognized and move to the podium when directed. You will be asked to state your name and address for the record and may then proceed with asking your question. For those participating virtually, please mute your microphone or telephone to avoid any background noise that may cause interference during the meeting. The chat box feature will be active throughout the meeting. If you have a comment or question, please type your full name and address into the chat box. The staff member monitoring GoToMeeting will then unmute your microphone and you will have the opportunity to comment or ask a question. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. I'd also like to announce that the Board of Commissioners met in executive session prior to tonight's meeting to discuss legal and personnel matters. Agenda item 4 is courtesy of the floor. This is opportunity for any member of the public to address the board on any non-agenda items. Is there anyone present this evening who would like to address the board? Is there anyone online? Hearing and seeing none, I will move on to agenda item 5. Presentations, 5A. Tonight we are celebrating and honoring the retirement of Sergeant George Hummel. We have the distinction to recognize Sergeant Hummel, who is retiring after more than 25 years of dedicated service to our community. For over a quarter of a century, Sergeant Hummel has been a steady and unwavering presence, protecting and serving our community with integrity, compassion, and professionalism. Sergeant Hummel served in the United States Marine Corps from 1992 to 1996. He's served in the South Whitehall Township Police Department since 1999 as a patrol officer, field training officer, corporal, sergeant, a member of our South Whitehall Bicycle Patrol team. I could go on. You're a member of the Lehigh County Municipal Response Team, the MERT team. Just a long list of contributions to this community. Outside of that, I'm also aware that volunteered your time to honor officers who have died in the line of duty by participating in the Law Enforcement United Pennsylvania Division 250-mile Road to Hope bicycle ride to raise funds to honor the fallen and to remember the survivors, to ensure that surviving family is supported and not forgotten. Thank you. Throughout your career in South Whitehall, you've not only upheld the law, but you've also built relationships within this township that will be felt for years to come. You've been a mentor and a leader to those around you, both in the police department and in our community. And as you move on to this next chapter of your life, we want to, as a board and a community, to express our deepest gratitude and wish you continued success in all you do. I do have a prepared Distinguished Service Award to present to you. I'd ask you to come on up to the podium, Sergeant Hummel. We have a Distinguished Service Award presented to Sergeant George Hummel. The South Whitehall Board of Commissioners, Township staff, and citizens of the Township would like to take this time to recognize your distinguished career of service with the South Whitehall Township Police Department from August 18th, 1999 to April 1st, 2025. Your 26-year career with the South Whitehall Police Department has been one of exemplary commitment and stellar leadership as you have served our community. Therefore, it is with great pride and appreciation that the Board of Commissioners, Township staff, hereby present this Distinguished Service Award as a token of our gratitude to you. It's been an honor and privilege to work with you throughout the years, and we are deeply grateful to you and wish you the best. Please know you will be greatly missed. Congratulations. We're going to take a photo with you. Did you have any comments you'd like to make before we do that?
Thank you, everyone who came out. Greatly appreciate it. For all the guys in the back, thank you for your support. You're in good hands. Continue to be steadfast in what you guys do. Hopefully you learn from me, and hopefully you guys keep learning from each other. So I'm right up the road at LCTI, so hopefully I can still see you guys as I pass through every morning. If you try to catch me, good luck. I know the policies, so I don't have to stop. No, I'm just kidding. So I look forward to keep working with you guys. So good luck and in your careers, and hopefully you make it unscathed like I did. So thank you, and thank you for the community for coming out, for your support. Greatly appreciate it.
I want to thank you for your service. You guys do a good job for the township. I've been in the township 50 years. Okay, and you guys do a fabulous job. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
George, from the police department, just to add, so the community knows, through his 25-year career, he's received numerous commendations for bravery, heroism, 2 for merit, 2 for exceptional service, 3 unit citations, a life-saving, and a series of drug seizures. He was awarded a department commendation for Upper Macungie Police for impaired driving project of the year from the PA Department of Transportation, and the Pennsylvania Governor's Traffic Highway Safety Award for 2 years in a row. And just on a personal note, George was one of the first people to welcome me here. And I said to his family, seeing like a veteran cop that we could talk about veteran cop stuff made me feel very welcome. So I'll always.
We'll sit down for a photo.
Oh, it's all yours.
It should be okay. Yeah. Steve. You guys in uniform, come on. Come on. Where do you want us? I don't know. More uniforms up there. Next town road. Oh, boy. I think we need to get a little closer. Thank you.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you too. Yeah, guys, real quick, the uniforms, come back up over.
Here, why don't you get one with just.
Just two, and then.
I'll book in.
Make sure it goes. The only one. Talking about.
Hopefully you got one good one.
Again, thank you so much for it.
Thank you, Sheriff. Nice to meet you. You made it.
Yeah, I made it.
I was gonna bust through walls, but I'll let you go.
Oh, you're good.
Congratulations again. Wish you the best.
to you. Thank you so much.
Good retirement, George.
Thank you.
Are you just gonna ride the parks on your own now over the summer?
Absolutely.
Undercover.
We'll be looking for you.
Undercover, I'll maintain it for you down there.
Citizens on patrol.
I'll be through the police, I'll be through our Citizens Police Academy.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go, deputy dog will be down there calling. So you'll hit me by the end of the summer. Again, thank you so much for.
Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations. Moving on to agenda item 5B, the February 2025 financial review year-to-date report has been distributed to the board for your review. It was in your packet. Does the board have any questions? I know it's early in the year. Not really a lot to report at this point. No questions? Okay.
Tom, show how the final 2024 numbers.
Well, you have the unaudited financial statements are available now. You won't have the audited financial statements probably till September.
Any other comments from the board? Agenda item 5C, presentations. We have Crackersport Road and Eck Road Warehouse update, and I'll ask our Director of Community Development, Dave Manhart, to present.
Thank you. At the January 15th meeting of this year, the Board of Commissioners approved the Fourth Amendment to the Subdivision Improvements Agreement. One of the conditions of that agreement was to appear at the first April meeting with an update on where they are with the construction projects and the punch list items. They're here for that update and are here to offer additional information.
Very good. The applicant would come on up to the podium.
Good evening, Mac Hope. Happy to be in front of you again. Good news with the weather breaking in the last couple of weeks, we were able to start some of the temperature sensitive work out on site. We have an anticipated completion date of all physical work by the end of next week, with the exception of the guy wire, still fighting with PP&L and the utility companies trying to get that moved. That is for like the physical work, and then the administrative items. We've submitted all of the administrative, different various items. We've received comments back, I think, last week, and we're looking to turn it around again and get it addressed here, properly.
Very good. Thank you. Does the board have any comments or questions? Is there any public comment? Okay, hearing and seeing none. Thank you for that update. We'll move on to agenda item 6, which is our meeting minutes from the March 19th, 2025 Board of Commissioners meeting. They've been distributed to the board. Are there any comments or questions? If not, I need a motion to approve. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Agenda item 7A, ordinances. We have an ordinance of the Township of South Whitehall, County of Lehigh, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, amending Part 2, General Legislation, Chapter 336, Vehicles and Traffic, Article 4, General Parking Regulations of the Codified Ordinances of South Whitehall Township to amend Section 33641, handicapped parking zones, to provide for the removal of the handicapped parking zone located at the location address of 2441 Lisa Lane, and to provide for severability, retention of rights to enforce, repealer, and an effective date. And Tom, if you'd please present.
Thank you. Yes, administration is respectfully asking to receive permission to advertise the ordinance as drafted to remove the handicap parking zone, actually at the request of the resident, as the resident no longer requires the handicap parking zone. We do know the township appreciates when this is identified to us so that we don't have a space taken up that is no longer needed. So this ordinance essentially removes and effectuates the handicap parking so that it's no longer a legal zone, and the signage has already been removed. So this would then memorialize that in the ordinance as required. So with that, I would request a motion to advertise the ordinance.
Good. Thank you, Tom. Any board comments or questions? Any public comment? Do I have a motion to proceed with advertisement of said ordinance?
Motion.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Agenda item 8A, resolutions. We have a resolution of the Board of Commissioners of South Whitehall Township, Lehigh County, Pennsylvania, authorizing the incurring of lease purchase obligations in an amount not to exceed $380,853.40 to be evidenced by a lease with option to purchase agreement with Municipal Capital Finance with an office located at 4600 Broadway, Allentown, PA 18104, Lessor, to which South Whitehall Township will pay to lessor the lease purchase payments for the purposes of providing a Timeco Model 600 regenerative air sweeper mounted on a model year 2025 Freightliner M2-106 conventional chassis to South Whitehall Township, authorizing the execution and delivery of such lease with option to purchase agreement, setting the amounts of the lease with option to purchase payments to be made thereunder, and covenanting to pay such amounts from current revenues subject to annual appropriation, authorizing and directing the taking of necessary or appropriate actions, including execution and delivery of requisite documents in connection with the lease with option to purchase agreement and taking related action. And Tom, if you please present.
Thank you. So as provided for in the 2025 adopted budget, the township appropriated $126,917 in the capital reserve fund line item 40760 for the first year payment of a 3-year term lease with option to purchase agreement between the township and Municipal Capital Finance, which is located at 4600 Broadway. So as identified, the equipment to be purchased would be the Timco Model 600 regenerative air sweeper mounted on a model year 2025 Freightliner M2-106 conventional chassis. So the total of the payments is actually $380,853.40, with the first year payment due on May 15th, 2025, in the amount of $126,917 as budgeted. Year 2 would be $126,968.20, and year 3 would be $126,968.20 as well. There is an option to purchase in year 2. However, we don't anticipate being able to take advantage of that since we're using state highway aid funds, and we're limited to 20% of the allocated balance for equipment each year. So each annual payment will need to be budgeted separately in the capital reserve fund in 26 and 27. As I mentioned, 25 has already been budgeted. So the justification for the replacement of this equipment is as follows: to replace the 1998 Elgin street sweeper, which has around 7,000 hours on that unit. It has extensive rusting issues to the undercarriage area. And we note that the new unit would be the exact sweeper that was purchased in May of 2019. So thinking of efficiency, this will allow the township to only stock one kind of sweeper parts instead of 2 different sets of parts. So the regenerative air sweeper is the kind of sweeper that will vacuum the fine silt up that gets into the storm pipes and creeks as well. So we think it's a more effective solution as well that we would want to use under our current MS4 permit. All of the materials were included in tonight's packet for the resolution, and the CoStar's price quotation, the letter of intent to hold the pricing, and the draft form of the lease option to purchase agreement. And the resolution essentially empowers township officials to execute and deliver the necessary documents in a connection with that lease with option to purchase agreement. Everything that you have before you tonight was reviewed by the township's bond counsel in preparation for the materials. So we've done our due diligence, just asking for a motion to adopt the resolution.
Very good. Thank you, Tom. Does the board have any comments or questions?
I do have a quick question. How many street sweepers do we have? Will we have 2 then? We'll have the Elgin, the 2019 Elgin, and then this new one?
Well, we have 2 currently.
Okay.
One is the 1998 Elgin, and then we have the 2019 Timco. So the Elgin will be leaving the fleet and being placed on municipal bid, and then the new Timco will match the old Timco exactly.
Okay, perfect. And I saw that all the parts are they will all be the
Yes.
same. So
Yep.
okay, thank you.
Any other board comments? Any public comment? Hearing and seeing none, do I have a motion to adopt said resolution?
Motion.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Agenda item 9A, motions. We have a motion to terminate the current IT contract with Meriplex Communications. And Tom, if you'd please present.
Thank you. So since 2013, Meriplex Communications, which was formerly known as SSI, has been South Whitehall Township's information technology service provider. So the current contract actually expires in September of this year, factoring in the required notice under the current agreement. We are requesting to send a letter that confirms that we're terminating that agreement so that it does not renew into another 3-year cycle. This would then, if approved, would follow into the next agenda item. But at this point, I would seek a motion to terminate the agreement, and then I would send a letter communicating the same to Meriplex.
Very good. Thank you, Tom. Board have comments or questions? And public comment? Do I have a motion to approve said motion?
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Agenda item 9B, a motion to proceed with advertising of requests for proposal RFP for IT services. If you present.
So the companion agenda item to the termination of the IT contract would be to release an RFP for IT services with all departments involved in forming a committee essentially to review any proposals that we receive, and that would then reach to the board level for a recommendation. So we want to make sure that we're checking all the boxes in terms of our needs for information technology now and in the future. So we would respectfully request to put that RFP out into the public and then see what comes back in terms of proposals.
Very good. Board have comments or questions? Any public comment? Do I have a motion to approve said motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Agenda item 9C, we have a motion to approve the use of fire police on Saturday, April 12th for the electronic recycling event to be held at Covered Bridge Park. And I'll ask Director of Operations Herb Bender to present.
Thank you. We're just respectfully asking permission to be able to use the fire police on April 12th from 8 a.m. to 12 noon down at Covered Bridge Park for our electronic recycling event. So due to the volume we think we're going to see down there, they can handle the streets and the public works guys will handle inside the park. But this way the fire police are set up on the road to help accommodate any traffic issues we could have. We're not foreseeing any with the map that was included with the emergency action plan in the packet. It should run pretty smoothly. So we're just trying to be proactive to make sure we have everyone we would need just in case.
Very good. Thank you. Board comment or questions?
I just have a question and a comment. How many individuals or vehicles are we expecting? Like a comparable event? What are the?
When the first year we did this, like 5 years ago, we lost count of the vehicles, honestly. The second year we did it in a row, we had significantly less vehicles. We were down to about 250 to 300. I don't remember the exact number off the top of my head. So we're anticipating the same number again, spread out from 9 a.m. to noon time.
And the only other comment I would have, because I know the event's been published on our website and on the Parks and Rec Facebook page, but we also might want to just let people know that there might be some traffic issues in that area if they're planning on coming to the park.
Yeah, currently we have down at Covered Bridge Park our digital road sign. Like a week before, we're going to move that around so people know that there's going to be a possible detour up at Herman in case the traffic would get backlogged or something like that.
I'll also do a Nixle alert as well to that effect.
Great idea. Any other comments from the board?
I just wanted to say thank you for the nice plan and the well-done map. It's really nice being able to visualize that flow of traffic, and the plan was exceptional. So thank you.
Any other board comment? Is there any public comment? Do I have a motion to approve said motion?
Motion.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Then item 9D, we have a motion to award roadway asphalt milling contract bid number 2024-04. And Herb, if you'd present.
Yes, thank you again. On Thursday, March 13th, 7 bids were received and opened for the roadway asphalt milling project. This bid was publicly advertised once in a local publication as required by law. Additionally, 37 potential bidders downloaded and reviewed the bid documents via the PennBid website. The bid was formally approved for advertisement by the Board of Commissioners at the February 19, 2025 meeting as part of the Township's yearly roadway resurfacing schedule, which includes various roads to be worked on within the Township. So we are respectfully requesting a motion to award the contract to Giuliani Equipment Company, Inc. for the asphalt milling project. After conducting thorough reference checks, this company has been highly recommended for their exceptional work. The bid for the milling service came in at $109,501.15. The budgeted line item was in the capital funds, has been allocated in the 2025 budget in the total amount, which is $666,919.12. Out of that $666 is the material, the tacking oil. The original number we had there for the milling was $160,000. The reason why we were so far under budget is we have worked out with a neighboring municipality, Whitehall, who did all the milling of Peachtree for us. So we did not have to include that into the bid spec. So that was about a $25,000 to a $27,000 reduction right there with teaming up with them to make it work.
Excellent. Great work, Herb. Thank you. When do you expect the milling and paving season will begin?
The last week of July.
Very good. And will Greenwalls and Fernwood area will be alerting the residents?
Yes, we pass out a letter when we're going to be doing the milling. We post the road also, so they'll see it on the road when they park. And then we will update a letter again when we are coming in to do the final overlay of the road, so they know they can't drive on it for a little while.
Fantastic. Does the board have comments or questions?
Have you worked with Giuliani?
I have never worked with them before, but we did do the thorough background check on them. We called every reference they supplied us. Everyone has spoken very, very highly of them, other municipalities and that.
Any other questions? Any public comment? Do I have a motion to approve said motion?
Motion.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Then item 9E, we have a motion to re-advertise public comment period for the MS4 revised basin location for the pollutant reduction plan. And Herb, if you'd present.
Thank you. Public Works MS4 Department is pleased to announce the implementation of our revised pollutant reduction plan. This updated plan strengthens our commitment to the environmental responsibility and includes key update designs to enhance our efforts in pollutant reduction. One of the primary focuses of our revised plan is the Davis Smith property located at the intersection of Springhouse Road and Trexler Boulevard. This area has faced challenges with sediment accumulation due to stormwater runoff, along with flooding issues at the intersection. To address these concerns, we are installing a bioswale which will significantly improve water quality by capturing and filtering sediment from the stormwater runoff, as well as reducing flooding in the area. So what we're basically trying to do, the timeline for this project would be advertise on April 9th in the Parkland Press, if approved tonight to advertise. Starting on April 11th, the 30-day public comment period to begin and closes on May 10th of 2025. Bring back to the Board of Commissioners for a resolution adopting the new revised PRP plan on May 21st of 2025. Construction of the new bioswale to begin, we had for the first week of June, but we do have till April of 2026. So we did meet with the farmers that farm the Davis Smith. They will not have harvest by then, so we're going to let them go through their growing season and their harvest season, and then we will move in and get this work accomplished to meet our April 30th deadline of 2026.
Very good. Thank you. Does the board have comments or questions?
Yes, along with the help of Pitcock, who actually did a lot of work on this plan. They're the ones who came up with the bioswale idea to help alleviate all the flooding and sediment issues that we have coming out to Trexler Boulevard and Spring House.
Another question is, will there be any traffic as you're working along the road?
No, everything will take place in the fields. If there is a minor one, it would just be a little bit of a truck coming out or going. And if we have to tie into the back of the inlet or something, that might be the only delay, but we don't anticipate having to close the road or anything like that.
And the last question is, I guess Public Works will be doing maintenance on it too, because don't you have to do maintenance?
Yes, we will have to do maintenance every year to this to make sure it's like a vegetated, there's plantings and everything in it. So yes, we'll have to make sure that is all kept up with and everything is alive and working as it's supposed to be with the plan as part of our MS4 permit.
Okay, great. I think it's a great plan, great idea. Thank you.
Yes, and thank you to Pitcock for your help and assistance with this. Any other board comment?
Yeah, so how would this affect if we decide to put sidewalks along that property?
I'll let Tony take that one. He was itching to talk over there.
Of course, no, a great question. So what we would do is we're going to establish where the ultimate right of way would be. So the classification of roads sets where the edge of road would be and then where the sidewalk would be. And we're going to put this so that it avoids where the sidewalk would go if it actually goes in.
Okay, so looking at the drawing, the orange line is where the swale is going to be, I take it, and is going to accumulate the water. And I'm sure you did calculations or however you came up with this plan, but the driving down on Springhouse Road while it's raining or shortly after it rains, most of it comes from the southern part of that property onto Trexler Boulevard. I mean, you can see the swale that Mother Nature made on her own, but it doesn't look like the majority of the swale is in the area where the majority of the water comes out.
Great point. This drawing is very rudimentary. It's really just a guess of where that is. At this point, so we got the concept approved by DEP. As you go to advertise, what we're going to do is do a full survey and really identify the flow patterns. And then we'll be doing a full design of loading ratios and where it should actually go. This is just a kind of a guess, a pretty picture, not pretty, but it's just a picture of about where we think we could put them. But everything will be fully designed to capture that water, because I think I drove by there this week and you can see there's a gully that comes right out to
Correct.
the road. That the whole point of this is to collect that, filter it, and then we'll have an overflow that for heavy storm events, it'll go into an inlet and then it'll be piped to this intersection storm sewer so that you don't have the water coming out and then also the mud that kind of flows from west to east.
Okay, thanks.
I have another question for you, Tony. And the whole point of this is to filter the sediment. It's not going to be like a rain garden where it will hold the water. Is that correct? And I also read that it was not intended to be deeper than 6 inches. Because I'm thinking from a safety standpoint, it's not going to be a very deep.
Correct. From the surface, it will be a small depression. So that 6 inches from the surface, we're not intending to make that deep. It's not going to be a big pool. It's not going to be a dangerous situation. The whole point of this is the water is going to kind of pond up in that 6 inches. And then what we're going to do is fill underneath that area with a sandy material or something that really lets that water filter through. And then in the bottom of that sandy area is going to be another pipe that recollects it and puts it into the inlet. So we're going to try and eliminate the surface flow and then get a lot of filtering throughout so that you don't have that sediment runoff coming off that hill.
Any other questions from the board? Is there any public comment? Do I have a motion to approve said motion?
Motion.
Motion, a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Agenda item 10A, informational items, boards and commissions. Tom, if you'd please update.
All right, so upcoming meetings and events with details to be posted on the Township website are as follows. Monday, April 7th, 7 p.m. is the Public Safety Commission. Tuesday, April 8th, 6 p.m. is the Crime Watch meeting. Wednesday, April 9th, 10 a.m. is the Civil Service Commission. Thursday, April 10th at 7 p.m. is the Planning Commission. As mentioned, Saturday, April 12th, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. is the Clean Earth Electronics Recycling event at Covered Bridge Park. Monday, April 14th, 7 p.m. is the Park and Recreation Board meeting. And Wednesday, April 16th is 7 p.m. Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Tom. We have no direction, discussion, no old business. Agenda item 13 is courtesy of the floor. Again, opportunity for any member of the public to address the board on any non-agenda items. Does anyone choose to address the board at this time? Is there anyone online with a public comment? Agenda item 14, I need a motion to authorize payment of invoices and disbursements. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. We have no executive session to schedule. I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Motion carries.